Focus is the most powerful word in the universe because it is the single moment in which you choose what you are tuning your inner signal to. Everything you focus on begins to gather a matching vibration. It is not mystical. It is not complicated. It is simply the mechanics of a vibrational universe that responds to the signal you are broadcasting right now. And in modern terms, you can think of it exactly the way you think about an algorithm. Your attention is the input. Your emotion is the live analytics dashboard, telling you in real time whether what you are feeding into the system is helping you or hurting you. When Abraham says that focus activates vibration, what they really mean is that attention creates momentum. In the same way that a social media app begins to flood your feed with whatever content you pause on, your inner world begins to flood your experience with whatever you repeatedly give your awareness to. You do not receive what you want. You receive what you consistently focus on. Your focus creates the familiarity that the law of attraction interprets as, oh, this must be what you prefer. Let me bring you more of that. Your emotions act as the clearest guidance system you will ever have. If you are focused in a way that matches the perspective of your inner being, you feel positive emotion. If you are focused in a way that disagrees with your inner being, you feel negative emotion. Positive emotion is alignment. Negative emotion is misalignment. You do not need to guess. You do not need to ask for signs. Your body gives you the emotional reading instantly. Think of it like tuning into a radio station. When you are aligned, the sound is crisp and stable. When you are misaligned, you hear static. The static is not punishment. It is not danger. It is simply information that says your current focus is broadcasting a signal that does not match who you really are. This is why negative emotion will always feel uncomfortable. You're trying to hold a vibration that contradicts your natural frequency of well-being. And here's where people often become confused. They try to change their reality through action instead of focus. They take steps, force outcomes, overwork, stress, push their way through life, while their internal vibration is doing the opposite. It is the emotional equivalent of trying to drive a car forward while the handbrake is still up. You can push, but the effort will feel heavy and progress will be slow. Focus matters more than action, because action without alignment produces effort without ease. When you focus in a direction that feels good, your actions become inspired, efficient, and supported. You begin to notice opportunities you were blind to before. Your thoughts become clearer. Your choices become easier. Your timing becomes almost perfect. You become receptive to what your inner being has already orchestrated for you. One of the most misunderstood ideas in spiritual teachings is the concept of letting go. People often confuse letting go with ignoring desire. They think that surrender means giving up the dream, but letting go does not mean releasing the desire. It means releasing the resistance around it. Letting go is stepping out of the emotional stance that contradicts the outcome you want. If focus creates the signal, letting go removes the interference. Think of a battery. When both ends have the same charge, nothing happens. The energy cannot move. There is no flow. But when you create the correct polarity, everything sparks into motion. Focus is how you choose the direction of the energy. Letting go is how you remove the blockage that prevents the current from flowing. They are not opposites. They are partners. They work together. You focus to choose the desire. Release resistance so the desire can move toward you. This is why it is so important to choose the right example at the right time. If your mind is spiraling in fear or overwhelm, telling yourself to focus harder does not improve your vibration. It increases the strain. In those moments, letting go means stepping back emotionally, choosing a softer thought, and giving yourself breathing room. You stabilize first. You soothe first. You come back to your center first. Only then do you apply focus. But when you are already in a good feeling place, focus becomes your amplifier. It is the way you strengthen momentum. It is the way you clarify your desire. It is the way you hold yourself in alignment with your inner being long enough for the manifestations to reveal themselves. Abraham often says that complaining blocks the very thing you want. This is because complaining focuses energy on the absence of what you desire. It rehearses lack. It activates the signal of the unwanted. And your emotion will tell you instantly that you are out of sync. It feels heavy. It feels frustrating. It feels powerless. But that negative feeling is not proof of doom. It is proof that you still care about the desire. You never feel negative emotion about something that does not matter to you. The only reason negative emotion feels so loud is because your inner being disagrees with the thought you are choosing in that moment. Your inner being never joins the complaint. Your inner being never agrees with your limit. Your inner being never lowers its frequency to match your fear. And that is why the gap between your perspective and the perspective of your inner being feels like emotional pain. If you could accept that nothing matters more than feeling good, you would instantly simplify your entire spiritual journey. Feeling good is not a luxury. Feeling good is alignment. Feeling good is clarity. Feeling good is your open door. When you are tuned in, everything reacts differently. Your body responds differently. Your conversations change. Your timing improves. Your creativity expands. And this is where modern examples help us understand the mechanics. Imagine your mind as an algorithm that learns from repetition. Every time you focus on something, you teach the algorithm to prioritize it. If you repeatedly focus on what is missing, the inner algorithm will continue surfacing thoughts and feelings that match absence. If you repeatedly focus on what feels possible, the algorithm strengthens possibility. You create internal discover pages that mirror the feelings you choose most often. The universe responds to your internal algorithm the way social platforms respond to your watch time. You do not have to tell them what you like. Your attention shows them. In the same way, you do not need to convince the universe with affirmations that contradict your actual emotional state. Your attention shows your vibration. Your emotion reveals the quality of your signal, and the signal always attracts matching experiences. This is why positive emotion matters so much. Positive emotion is not a reward for good behavior. It is the indicator that your thought is currently in harmony with your source. When you feel appreciation, love, relief, hope, enthusiasm, or clarity, you are aligned. You are thinking in the same direction as your inner being. You are open to receiving. You are broadcasting a signal that allows the things you have asked for to flow to you. Negative emotion, on the other hand, is a gentle alert that you have introduced resistance. It does not mean you are failing. It does not mean something is wrong with you. It simply means the thought you are choosing does not match the truth of who you are. When you feel fear, frustration, disappointment, or powerlessness, you are temporarily facing away from what you want. But the good news is that your direction can shift with the next thought. You do not need to fix the whole subject. You only need to choose a thought that feels slightly better and build from there. When you focus in a way that feels good, you create a vibrational stance that resembles the presence of what you desire. This is why Abraham says you cannot vibrate like the absence and receive the presence. You cannot stand in a frequency of lack and receive abundance. You cannot rehearse loneliness and receive love. You cannot practice fear and receive faith. The signal must match. Your emotion tells you exactly when it does and when it does not. But how do you focus on wellness when your body is uncomfortable? How do you focus on abundance when your bank account is empty? How do you focus on love when you feel alone? This is where people think spiritual teachings become unrealistic. But it is not unrealistic. It is simply subtle. You do not have to pretend your current experience is different. You only need to direct your focus toward the thought that feels even a little softer. You can reach wellness by focusing on a non-physical subject that feels good. You can reach abundance by focusing on anything that gives you relief. You can reach love by focusing on the memory of connection. You are not required to force a positive thought about the very subject that hurts you. You can shift your vibration through any doorway that feels better. And the moment your vibration shifts, the momentum of the unwanted slows. The inner algorithm begins to feed you new thoughts. New opportunities reveal themselves. The path of least resistance appears because you have released the emotional resistance that was clouding your clarity. The path of least resistance is not always the easiest path. It is the path that feels like relief. And relief is always alignment. When you are overwhelmed, rest is the path. When you are bored, stimulation is the path. When you are inspired, action is the path. When you are grieving, gentleness is the path. Your emotional guidance system will always show you which path is available from where you stand. You are born with inner guidance that has a broader perspective than your physical mind. It sees beyond the current problem. It knows the quickest route to what you want. It is constantly feeding you impulses and emotional readings that nudge you toward alignment. Nothing external needs to map your path for you. Your inner guidance is already doing it. And if you want to simplify this entire teaching into one sentence, It is this: nothing is more important than that you feel good. When you feel good, you are in alignment. When you feel good, you are thinking thoughts that match your inner being. When you feel good, you are open to receiving everything you have asked for. Feeling good is not optional. It is the foundation. Life becomes beautiful when you stop asking, "Is this true?" and begin asking, "Does this feel good to focus on?" Many things are true, but not everything deserves your attention. Truth is not the criteria that determines alignment. Emotion is. If the thought feels good, it is in alignment. If the thought feels bad, it is not. You are not here to monitor every detail of your life. You are here to choose the vibration that shapes your experience. Focus is how you aim your signal. Emotion is how you read your signal. Alignment is how you receive everything that is already lined up for you. When you choose a thought that feels even slightly better, you turn the whole tide of your reality. You shift your point of attraction. You update your internal algorithm. You release resistance. You allow what you have asked for. You become the cooperative component that your desires have been waiting for. Focus with awareness. Release with softness. Follow the emotional guidance. Let the universe meet you in the feeling of the good that is already yours.